Hey, my name is John Clark. I'm a licensed therapist and I'm the owner of CalmAgainCounseling.com. We provide evidence-based online and in-person therapy. Today I'm talking about online therapy for anxiety. How does it work? Does it work? How effective is it? How does it compare to in-person therapy? And what can you expect if you've signed up for online therapy to deal with anxiety? So, first of all, what I want to say is that in previous years, a lot of therapists thought that doing sessions online is not anywhere near as effective as doing sessions in person. Well, since then, a lot of studies have come out that have basically proven that online therapy can be as effective as in-person therapy. Now, what are the downsides from the therapist's point of view when you're doing online therapy? One downside is that as a therapist, we rely heavily on kind of the information that we get from how a client looks, what they're saying, how they're emoting, what facial expressions we're seeing. If we see the client's eyes water up just a little bit, we might ask a question about that. We rely heavily on getting that information and using that information in session. Naturally, when we're doing sessions online, we don't have as much of that information when we're on a screen. At the same time, our internet connections are getting better by the day. The compression algorithms for online video platforms like Zoom are getting better by the day. So we're getting closer and closer to having an experience that is online that is very similar to that of an in-person session, okay? The therapist often has to adjust their approach a little bit. So for instance, if you're not sure if the client's eyes are watering, you might ask, hey, it looks like maybe what you just said is bringing up some tears. Is that true? Is that what I'm seeing here? The therapist has to get really good at basically being even more verbal and even more communicative because all you have is this person's face on a screen. Now, at the same time, the general approach for treating anxiety online is going to be roughly the same. You're going to be sitting down, you're going to do talk therapy, which is typically 45 or 50 minutes per session. You're going to look at the way your thoughts and behaviors affect your feelings. In our case, we use a lot of what's called CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy. We're going to be giving homework assignments. We're going to be teaching you a lot about how to notice, examine, and kind of rework your thoughts. We're going to be teaching you about your feelings, teaching you how to modify your behaviors so that you can feel less anxiety. So the things that we're doing in session are largely going to be the same. What's really different is, again, just that experience of therapy itself. The therapist is having a slightly different experience. The client is having a slightly different experience. However, again, the approach to treatment should pretty much remain the same as if you were in person. Now, what I will say is also there's just a ton of benefits to doing therapy online for both the client and the therapist. Let's talk about you, the client. The client is going to get the benefit of doing therapy pretty much whenever and wherever they would like. Okay, so you imagine having to leave your work day or leaving your office in the middle of your work day, drive 30 minutes across town, find parking, go sit in the lobby at your therapist's office, do the session, go to the bathroom, get in the car, do the whole thing over again. You've just spent, an hour in therapy and an extra hour in the car and in transition from the session. Compare that to scheduling your therapy session in the middle of your workday with your other Zoom calls in the middle of the day. That session starts right on time, it ends on time, there's no transitions whatsoever. Same thing if you're traveling, let's say you're out of town for work this week, but you want to make sure you keep that regularity with your therapist. Well, now your therapist can kind of be with you wherever you go. This is another major benefit to having an online therapist. So, is it a perfect experience? Is it exactly like seeing a therapist in person? No, but it's getting a lot better. I think the benefits are really there and they're going to continue to be there and really grow. And I think online therapy is a great fit for many, many people, especially if, let's say, you're dealing with an issue and there isn't a specialist in your area who could see you in person. You might find a really great therapist online that treats that specific issue. So the power, again, of online therapy, I think, really speaks for itself. If we can help you out, if you'd like to get started with online therapy, then all you have to do is head to CalmAgainCounseling.com to get started. Again, CalmAgainCounseling.com to start online therapy today. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.